Okay, so we start off with more of the conversation between Songwon and Mom Dukes, and it seems to actually go pretty well. Songwon is like, hey, I understand, I got you, let's do your plan. I'll convince Sahyun to call it off and end it. I just want my baby, and that's all I need. And the mom is pretty impressed with her. She sees that she's kind of the opposite of Hye-ryung in a lot of ways, and she understands how Sahyun might have gotten sick of Hye-ryung and been attracted to Songwon. She also tells Songwon, hey, I'm here for you. I know you must miss your mom, especially when you're pregnant, and if you ever miss her, feel free to call me. And it's just a nice gesture. It's a nice moment. I've been saying this. Songwon is the most mature and down-to-earth, humble, reasonable mistress. I know that kind of sounds paradoxical, but she's not really after anything. She just is happy to have her baby, and good for her. I hope things turn out okay for her, and she gets away from all the drama of these three couples and this show's narrative. So we come back to the scene with Dongmi and the maid, and it turns out Dongmi, cannot see Dr. Shin, her beloved dead husband, but the maid can, I guess. So the maid still wants to quit, and Dongmi is like, psh, if you wanted to quit, just quit. Don't make up excuses. And she's like, what are you, some kind of shaman? And the maid takes it dead serious and is like, no, but my mother was. So I guess this is supposed to be the credentials for the maid as to why she can see Dr. Shin, because she's got the shining or whatever. Wow. If you had told me in season 1 we'd be talking about ghosts and shamans, I would have just laughed, but here we are, guys. Here we are. So even though Dongmi doesn't actually see Mr. Shin like the maid does, she does realize this is a perfect excuse for her to move in with her beloved stepson, which I am terrified for because it means the chances of more creepy, cringy scenes with the two of them doing, well, creepy, cringy stuff together will increase exponentially. Okay, so then quickly we meet the pastor at the church that was watching Songwon pray last time, and he seems pretty chill. He introduces himself and gives her some comforting words, and we're building more and more on this religious quality to Songwon's character, which makes sense with what happens later on. Alright, then Sahyun's dad finally finds out about Songwon, or at least like the big details of it, and he overhears the mom talking with Sahyun on the phone, and he basically just goes ballistic. The mom explains things to him, how Songwon is actually good people's, and he kind of calms down a bit. Alright, so then Songwon and Sahyun meet up at her place. She's gonna tell him they have to end things, and she does, and I'm just really liking her character more and more. She's like, we gotta stop seeing each other, and he's like, can you live without me? And she doesn't fucking hesitate in the slightest, doesn't miss a beat. She says, yes, I can. And I love it. It's obviously really hard for her to do, but she's making the tough decision. And then we get down to the nitty gritty here. Sahyun says, hey, don't worry, it's cool, like I won't get caught, I can still sneak around and we can see each other, don't worry. And Songwon says, look, you might be able to hide this from your wife, but not God. God knows everything. I mean, Sahyun, you're my guy, but I think that's gonna be checkmate for you, dude. There's nothing he can really say to that. And he's obviously fighting it. The thing that sucks is you can say that it's best for both of them and also heartbreaking for both of them. But to be fair, it's hard on Sahyun because he probably feels almost used, like he just gave her a baby and now he's getting kicked to the curb. Plus, even though in terms of optics, it's best to stay with your wife and end things with the mistress, it's not what he wants. He's not happy in his marriage. So it's kind of just like leaving him feeling trapped again. They both made a mistake, and she at least has the baby. He doesn't have really anything, is probably what he feels like. And this was a really sad scene, and it's what I mean when I say they are the best affair couple. The other affair couples seem so unbelievable and fake and not genuine, and they're creepy and weird. And these two, Songwon and Sahyun, actually seem genuinely to love each other and care for each other deeply and want to support each other. And I just thought, like, if these other two couples, the affair couples, broke up and stop seeing each other, I don't think I would even care. I'd probably be really happy. But with these two, I can actually kind of feel for them and their relationship a bit, and how it sucks that they have to end it, even if it's wrong. Okay, so then Hye-ryung calls Siyun to go out for drinks, and Siyun is like, oh, but it's really late. It's 8:30. Go out and do your thing, Siyun. You deserve it. And I love how supportive Hyungji is about it too. She wants her mom to go out and have fun. Anyways, when they get there, it turns out that Mr. So's half-brother Dong Ma, I think his name is there. I found out that the actor's name is actually Boo Bae, which is honestly the best name I've ever heard in my life, so I'm just gonna call him Boo Bae from now on. Sorry about the Two-Face stuff. Boo Bae. We're going with Boo Bae. So Boo Bae tries to send a bottle over to Hye-ryung, but she refuses it, and he doesn't really seem to mind. He looks like he's pretty confident, so he's like, psh, whatever. And one of his friends is like, hey man, she should just be happy you even showed interest. Shut up. Shut up, don't talk, you don't have any lines. Shut up. Okay, then we cut to Dongmi showing up and going ahead with her plan to move in, and she plays up the whole, oh, I'm so scared, a ghost is appearing thing, and she does a pretty good job, and Pi-young is like, are we supposed to believe this? And it's literally the perfect meme, and there it is in all its glory for you guys. Anyways, okay, back to Hye-ryung, and it turns out she is playing hard to get, because when Boo Bae leaves, he just leaves and doesn't really try anything else. He just leaves, and Hye-ryung is like, is that all he was going to do? Oh man, all right, I see you, Boo Bae, I see you. And he pays for their drinks without them knowing and just disappears before they can protest, and it's obvious that Hye-ryung is definitely interested. Anyways, besides the whole Boo Bae thing, it was really cool to just see Siyun and Hye-ryung chilling and talking and being friends. And they talk about affairs and marriage and men, and I'm glad to see that Siyun has come away from her experience with the idea that not all men are the same. On the other hand, it seems like Hye-ryung is the exact opposite, and she thinks that all men are the same. We see her later in that scene in the bathroom looking in the mirror, and it seems like she's seriously considering, or at least imagining, if she was divorced and how she would probably still be fine. Is she going to go ahead with the divorce after all? Okay, then a quick scene with Gabin and Hye-ryung, and Gabin wants a baby, and Hye-ryung's like, hey, yeah, let's have another kid that I can just not care about later on and leave. So Sahyun's dad wants to meet Songwon, and they're arranging that, but during that scene at the end, Sahyun's dad gets a package while he's leaving, and the mom sees it and sees it's from Dong-mi, and it's kind of like a thank you package. Sahyun's dad sent her medicine last season, so I don't know what the fuck Dong-mi's up to now, but yeah, the mom does not like that shit at all, and whew, that look on her face. That's not good. So, all the mistresses meet up, and Gabin shows the other two pictures of Hye-ryung, and I'm wondering if any of them will recognize him. I guess not, but now that they know what he looks like, if they do see him, they will know. Like, if, for instance, Amy is with Yushin, and he runs into Hye-ryung, she will know that that's him now. Also, what the fuck, Songwon? I'm on your side and I love you through this whole episode, but damn, he looks like he has good character? Really? He's literally cheating on his wife and leaving her and the kids. How would you even say that? Why? Okay, then we get Dong-mi actually trying to communicate with Dr. Shin, the dead husband. I didn't think she really believed it at all, but I guess she's giving it a shot, and maybe all of this ghost talk and superstitious stuff is getting to her. So she sets out this whole meal for him and starts talking to him and tells him, don't haunt me. And she says, oh, I didn't cause your heart attack, so don't resent me. I don't know about that. Kinda might have had something to do with that, Dong-mi. She also conveniently doesn't mention how once he was having his heart attack, she just stared at him and did nothing to help him with the eyes of a soulless demon. Yeah, she left that part out. Okay, then quickly, I just want to mention there's this scene with Pi-young and Jia, and they talk about marriage and stuff, and Jia mentions she likes Yu Ram, just as a friend, of course, for now, but she wonders what it would be like if she married him, and Pi-young is kind of not really feeling it, because she's like, well, kids tend to be like their parents, implying that Yu Ram might cheat just like his dad. And I'm thinking, damn, Pi-young, if you only knew. Also, I don't appreciate any slander on my guy, Ram. It's not going to be tolerated, even if it's from Hye-ryung. Okay, then Yushin makes this little fake camping dinner to make up for them not going hiking, and Amy's really not feeling it too much. And Amy is just kind of acting like this little kid, and that's pretty much how he treats her, and I just hate everything about them and their whole thing. Okay, so in the morning, Yushin sees Dong-mi cooking and remembers how she used to cook for him when he was young, like a little kid, and how he used to come up from behind and give her a hug, and then he almost does it in the present, but then thinks better of it. Oh my god, this is so hard to watch. Oh god, is she biting her lip? Oh, Jesus. He was just a kid. This is somebody oh god. Okay. Enough. We're moving on. Okay, so we're finally getting to the end of the episode, but before I get to that, I just want to mention we had another scene with Hye-ryung's real mom, and looks like she's literally on her deathbed and thinking of telling Hye-ryung, but then thinking like, I don't want to tell her because I don't want to bother her. Oh god, I feel so sorry for this lady. She has been completely sidelined in this season so far, and I just feel so bad for her, and I hope that Hye-ryung gets to see her eventually before she passes, and I just wanted to mention that. Okay, so the end of the episode, we know that they're gonna drop some kind of bomb to make us excited for the next one, and I'm waiting, and Hye-ryung is coming to see Sa-hyun's parents. I am curious about that. Maybe she's gonna decide that, hey, you know what? I am gonna get a divorce after all. Seems like she was considering it before, so we'll see what happens there. But then, Ga-bin calls up Hye-ryung and happily tells him, hey, I'm gonna be on a radio show later. You gotta listen. And he's like, oh, cool, which one? And she's like, oh, it's called Boo Hye-ryung's Love, Memories, and Music. It's gonna be great. The look on this guy's face when he realizes that she is going to the show that his wife works on. Perfect. Delicious. Scrumptious. Yes, I have been waiting for this for so long, especially with him. It is so satisfying to see him quaking in his boots and freaking out and getting nervous. Oh yeah, your time is coming, bro. Your time is coming. There will be a reckoning, and it's coming for you, you piece of shit. All right, let me calm down. Okay, whew. All right, I'm calm. I'm chill. This is my favorite moment of the entire season so far. I really hope this is just the beginning of more moments like this, where the husbands get exposed and get what's coming to them. Now, I know a lot of you guys were complaining about that in the first season, the lack of this. My opinion on the show isn't completely hinging on that, but I gotta admit, for this guy especially, I cannot wait to see him go down, and go down hard. Anyways, besides this bomb at the end, this episode was kind of meh, whatever, but it was definitely worth it for this development at the end. And yeah, we see the preview for episode 4. It's going down very soon. It looks like Ga-bin is gonna call Seyun herself and maybe tell her. All right, guys, fuck my thoughts and whatever. Let's just get right into episode 4, because I gotta see what happens. Okay, and we're back, and Hye-ryung is still sitting there. Your move, scumbag. Okay, so then we cut to Ji-ah. She's leaving for school, and Dong-mi says, hey, why don't you bring some friends over later? I'll make you guys snacks. You know how much I love kids. Did the writers do this on purpose, like this bad timing with her saying she likes kids? Yeah, Dong-mi, we know all about how you love kids. Okay, so then Hye-ryung meets up with the in-laws to strategize more. I thought she was gonna maybe decide, fuck this shit, but she still wants them to sort it out, and they tell her more details about Song-won, and I'm just feeling so bad for her. She must be so tired of dealing with all this shit. I honestly kind of think she should just get divorced. This guy, he doesn't want to be with you. You don't really want to be with him anymore. It just seems like you want to stay in the marriage for optics sake. She already knows she'll probably be fine on her own, and she could find someone else, and it's just not on her. She should just drop this guy. All right, then the dad meets Song-won finally, and he's immediately impressed with her because he notices she takes their coats and goes and hangs them up, and he remembers how Hye-ryung doesn't do that at all, and he's just generally noticing she's very well-mannered, respectful, and basically just has her shit together. Then we get another, like, barely 5 seconds of P-Young's mom suffering, and come on guys, get her back in the show. I know later in the teaser for next week we see that she might have more of a scene, but for now, yep, just another 5-second thing. Okay, so then back to Songwon and the parents, and she continues to impress, and the dad totally is like changing up his tune. The mom's noticing, and she's like, what the fuck happened to you? What happened to, like, oh, she's a gold digger, I know she is. Now he's all nice and understanding and wanting to help. So it's all smiles and Hallmark cards, and they decide to go grab a bite because, you know, they're all chummy now, and they come outside, and the driver's like, oh shit, oh fuck. The guy even gets his own line. He says hi to Songwon. He's just like cheesing, like, sup. Okay, then we're back to Ji-ah and her friends, and oh my god, no. You stay away from Yu-ram, you harpy, you vulture, you succubus. Keep her away from him. And all that being said, I'm not gonna lie, that meal she made for them with the burgers and the whatever things on the sticks and the fruit, it looked pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like, that looked like a pretty good meal. Okay, back to Hae ruining everyone's life. So he calls Ga-bin and asks how the show was. And I'm thinking, did it already happen? What the fuck? I wanted to see what happened. And then he calls Siyun right afterwards and asks her to meet with him, and she's like, sure, whatever. And then after this, we kind of get a flashback, so it looks like we're gonna see some of the interview and what happened. Ga-bin runs into Mr. So, who she of course knows from when she dated Boo-bae, and that was awkward, but not that bad. And then back to the present, Hye-ryung and Siyun meet up, and we see the collar that she has on, and if anybody saw the teaser for this season, we remember the collar she had on when she was like yelling at somebody. So it turns out she got into a fender bender, and because of that has to wear the collar, and also didn't go into work and had to call someone in to stand in for her. So it means she did not meet Ga-bin, basically. And Hye-ryung just gets fucking bailed out, and I'm thinking, okay, well, he doesn't have to say anything now. But he does go ahead and just tells her anyways. I actually gotta give him credit for just dropping it like that. And Siyun just starts to heat up, and I'm just cheering her on, and Siyun is just getting more and more mad, and she's letting him have it, just dagger after dagger. She's just starting to unload the clip on him. She's getting in her bag. This is the man you are. Stop playing with this woman. She's had enough. I loved every second of it. Have a nice life, chump ass, lame ass, see you never. And I was thinking, when she stormed out, can we leave with her, please, and not see him ever again? Like, I mean, in the show, please, can we go with her? And right after that, we just see her in the car crying, and go ahead and cry, Siyun. This is not your fault. We all got your back. You did great back there. Okay, then we're back to the supernatural realm, where Ji-ah is singing for Yushin and Dongmi, and Dongmi's like, oh, if only your grandfather were here. And then, yeah, he just fucking appears, just pops up, and he's just there listening and looking at Dongmi like, bitch, please. But alas, no one there can see him. I was kind of thinking maybe Ji-ah would be able to see him, but no. So is no one ever gonna be able to talk to him? Is he never gonna be able to say anything? Is he just gonna appear now and then and that's it? Like, he's got to eventually be able to communicate with somebody, right? Unless, like, what the fuck is the point of bringing him back as a ghost? Okay, anyways, so Siyun is coming home, and P-Young is there chilling with the kids, and Siyun asks about the Ga-bin interview, and we get more of a flashback showing what happened. Hye-ryung is interviewing her, and she asks her about her love life and if she's found someone yet, and Ga-bin hesitates a little bit, but then says, yes, I have found someone. I was wondering if Siyun was gonna tell P-Young, but I guess, yeah, she's just not ready yet. Okay, then Ga-bin and Hye-ryung meet up, and he finally tells her about Siyun, and Ga-bin is like, oh shit, and it looks like Ga-bin wants to meet her, and he's like, yeah, probably, we can't avoid it at this point. And then we get that scene of Siyun crying. It's really hard to watch. Oh, I feel so bad for her. She's just alone in the dark, and Oh my god. I hope that low-life Hye-ryung gets publicly humiliated this season. He needs more. He needs far more of a reckoning. That poor lady did nothing wrong. Alright, so I also wanted to mention this detail here. We cut back to Hye-ryung and Ga-bin, and they embrace, and he's saying, hey, I'll deal with any hardship, I got you, we got this. And she says all the right stuff, like, thanks, that's so reassuring, but look at her face here in this moment. I think that she's starting to realize how much of a fucking loser this guy is. We've seen it kind of being brought up in the questions she's asked so far. She asks him about his kids and sees his answers of just not giving a shit. And I don't know, you could just see it in her eyes here, I think, in my opinion. Let me know if this is just me or if you guys are catching on to this too. I think she's kind of starting to doubt this whole thing and see that he's not that great of a guy just by the way he's handling it with his family. Okay, then we get that scene with the doctor and he sees Amy, and this time he actually talks to her, and I think he's very much has his daughter on his mind, so he's thinking about her and thinking about that when he's talking to Amy, which ironically that is his daughter, but he doesn't know. Also, side note, I think he definitely knows something is going on between Yushin and Amy and they aren't actually related. Anyways, okay, then Amy and Yushin are in the car and she's just getting less and less patient. She's losing her patience with the arrangement they have. She's not convinced or satisfied with the sweet words he always gives her, the smooth talking. She's kind of fed up with all that. And I'm just thinking, since her real father is somewhere in Korea, and we've established already that she wants to meet her father and her father wants to meet her, and since she obviously has daddy issues that she's projecting onto Yushin, I really hope that she connects with her father, the doctor, eventually, and so in doing that, maybe she'll realize she doesn't actually need Yushin and doesn't need to cling on to him, because she'll have her actual father in her life as opposed to a father figure. We can only hope, guys. Okay, then we get this scene with Hye-ryung and Dong-mi, and we actually get a little more insight into Dong-mi's sad anime backstory, which was actually kind of interesting to hear. She went through a lot, but no, Dong-mi, we can see past your smiles, don't worry. And I can't tell how genuine this is because we've definitely seen Dong-mi thinking to herself before about how, oh, Hye-ryung doesn't know what's coming her way or something like that. So maybe this is all a trap, like she's lulling Hye-ryung into a false sense of security, and if that's the case, I think it's working because Hye-ryung thinks to herself, oh, I won't ever doubt you again. Okay, then Ga-bin calls Hye-ryung, asks for Si-yeon's number, Hye-ryung tells Si-yeon about it, and it looks like this is gonna happen, what we saw in the teaser. I hope it happens soon. Okay, then Hye-ryung and the father, Sa-hyun's father, meet up, and I just feel so bad for her. It feels like all her allies are just leaving her and falling for Songwon's trap or whatever. And fuck the dad for saying, oh, why does she have to talk back all the time? Hye-ryung has every right to think this way and to do this. This is such a fucked up situation she's been put in, and she has every right to be mad about it. Okay, then Songwon and Sa-hyun meet up, like, casually, like it's no big deal, and go for a drive. I thought they weren't meeting up anymore and we had the tearful goodbye and all that shit. What the fuck happened to that? And Sa-hyun finds out she met his dad and all of that, and then oh my god, she's coughing. I wasn't sure if she was just nauseous because of the pregnancy. Now we know in these shows if someone's throwing up blood it's really bad, but we don't see in this scene and we don't get to see any more for the rest of the episode, so yeah, I don't know what's happening there, but that doesn't look good. But we do cut to Ga-bin and Si-yeon, and they're just sitting at home, and Si-yeon looks like she's waiting for a call. Ga-bin is about to call, and then she finally does, and I knew they were gonna leave this shit for the last second, so that, yeah, we didn't end up seeing anything new in terms of the trailer or the teaser for last week. It's basically just the same thing. So that was kind of disappointing, but holy shit, the teaser for next week makes up for it. What the fuck? This shit looks so hype. Hyung-ji is gonna crash the meetup with Si-yeon and Ga-bin and just let her have it. We've had to count on Hyung-ji so much in the show for speaking up and saying the shit that we all once said to certain people, and it looks like she's gonna have our back once again this season. That scene looks absolutely hype as shit. I can't wait. And also, Hye-ryung is gonna revenge cheat on Sa-hyun. I don't really know about that. I mean, sure, go ahead. I don't think he's even gonna care, but do your thing, Hye-ryung, whatever. Also, P-young looks like she's finally gonna see the jacket on Amy and talk to her. One of these things is definitely gonna be left till the last episode and next week's episodes, but all the same, I am so hyped for this. I cannot wait for next week, guys. And that's gonna do it for this week. Thank you all for tuning in and liking the video and commenting. Definitely let me know what you think about this week's episodes, because it definitely heated up in this last episode, episode 4. So what are your theories? What's gonna happen? I can't wait for next week. I can't wait. All right, that's it for me. See you guys next week.